Hello, everyone. Welcome to this episode of the Kim Jacobs Show. We are so excited to be here with you today on Freestyle Friday. We have an all male panel, and I've had requests for that many times over, so we are delivering. We have an all male panel, and this panel is just a little bit more unique because each of these individuals live blind, but they are full of sight. So I'm excited to have them on with us today. Go ahead and share the broadcast and invite your friends and family to tune in to this episode of Freestyle Friday. Welcome, Christian. How are you?
Good.
Good, good. Welcome, Mr. Phil. How are you?
I am doing well. Hope you are.
Doing great. How are you, Ricky? God bless you.
I'm all right. I'm glad to be here with y'all.
So glad to have each of you all here and also glad to have you all in the virtual studio audience. We're going to kick the show off and we'll be right back. Hello, everyone. I'm very grateful that you took the time to tune in to today's episode of The Kim Jacobs Show. Listen, we have a great show lined up for you. I'm your host, Kim Jacobs, better known as the Balance Doctor. And all of our guests that come on, they're either people that have overcome some tremendous odds in their own lives as they balance this thing called life, or they're experts and they're here to share tips and strategies that will help you better balance and manage your life. Grab your virtual seats and let's get ready for some real relevant and relatable content on today's episode of The Kim Jacobs Show. Aspects of their lives and what people have had to do to overcome some things and become who they are today. Well, these experts, I consider them my Freestyle Friday experts, are here to talk about their own personal journeys and also share some tips with you today. Each of them have a unique story. So let me see who's already in the studio audience. I see you. You said I'm here with Christian. Miss Inman is here with Christian representing.
Hi.
Hi, Miss Inman. Make sure that you share the broadcast and invite other people to tune in and hear Christian's powerful story. All right. Actually, Christian, I think you're the youngest young man on the panel here. So we're going to start with you. Let's just hear a little bit about your backstory and how long have you lived with blindness and anything that you want to share with us today.
Well, I have been blind since birth. And when I was born, I had retinopathy of prematurity, which caused my retina to get detached, and it caused me to lose my sight. And yes, I was a preemie, and when I was born, and I spent 3 months in the neonatal intensive care unit, which they call the NICU if you work in the medical environment. Yeah. And I did go, and long story short, I did attend the South Carolina School for the Blind, which is located in Spartanburg, and one very disturbing thing that they did was they tried to put me in a multiple disability room after they evaluated me, and my mom was like, no, you are not putting my son in that setting.
Oh no, Miss Shalita, like, I'm not having that. We're not even gonna go there. So what did she end up doing? What ended up happening for you?
Well, she ended up transferring me to Clover High School, and I was in a special education class, and I think there are 3 or 4 levels of special ed. I'm not sure, okay. But anyway, I was in special ed, and then I did take some electives like drama and dance and ROTC, which I didn't particularly care for, and I also took,
Okay.
and I also took, and I also took, and I also took Family Consumer Science, which used to be called Home Ec some years ago,
Okay.
and I also took, and I also took, oh, and I also took culinary arts too.
Okay. So being that you've been blind your whole life, how has that impacted your vision and your sight from your perspective?
Well, well, one thing that's a permanent impact for me due to my disability, which is the fact that I can't drive, and I think that's a blessing because people who are blind and can't drive, they require public transportation
Okay, okay.
around.
That's such an educational point because you still have to get everywhere. So
Mhm.
how do you get where you need?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
How do you get where you're going?
Oh, well, well, for the past few years, I have been relying on my mom to take me places, which made me a little, how would you say, frustrated, because there have been times when I wanted to go somewhere, but I didn't have anyone to give me a ride.
Yeah.
Mm. But now you have a solution, so you're able to get where you need to go, correct?
Yes.
All right. And how do you get there now? Back up a little bit from the
Well,
camera because I can only see your eyes. Okay, perfect. And so, how do you get where you need to go now?
well, well, I have Metro Access, which is a public transportation service here in Washington D.C.
Mhm.
and and it's for people with disabilities, and get this, seniors who senior citizens who are not able to use the regular bus or the regular subway, but my Metro Access card is going to allow me to use Metro Access and Metro Bus and the subway.
Oh,
Wow.
Wow.
Okay. Well, congratulations to you. And I'm grateful that you're here today, Christian, to share some of your story. Very glad to have you. I wanted you, if you will, Mr. Ricky Banks, if you'd make sure you share with us some of your backstory and how you became blind. And then we're going to hear some more throughout the broadcast, some of your tips and strategies, you guys. So right now, I'm just listening to you more of your backstory.
Hello, my name is Ricky Banks Jr. I'm Ricky Banks Jr. They call me Blind Justice.
Blind
Ni-
justice.
1994 was a day that Harrisburg had a homecoming football game. So as I came home from a homecoming game, I had a bad headache. So I took me a nap. I thought that I was gonna get up quick enough time so I can go to the party, homecoming party. Well, I overslept it. So what happened is I got up too late. So when I finally got up, I took me a quick bath and got dressed. And that's when we had pagers back in the day. This one I could see. So my pager was blown up so much that I missed my ride. So what I had to do is I did the wrong thing as a son. I stole my mom's car just to go to the party. So on my way back from the party, they were shooting at someone else and actually shot me on the left side of my head. So my head, as I got shot, my head went down, and my friends that was behind me shot me to Harrisburg Hospital. Harrisburg Hospital flew me from Harrisburg Hospital to Hershey Medical Center, and I died 3 times. So as my mom finally came to Hershey Medical Center, they told my mom I died. My mom said, my son's not going to leave me just yet. So I was fighting for my life 2 times on the table. So the third time, I finally came through my coma. I was in a coma for 90 days. 2 months, and finally got myself together. And the third month, I finally got myself back together. I had to learn how to walk over again. I was a vegetable. I learned how to walk over again. I learned how to eat over again with a fork and knife. Then I told my family I was wrong what I did. So I told my mom, my dad that I wanted my education. I want to get my family their diploma. So I got my diploma. So I went from get my diploma from Harrisburg High School. Then I walked the stage. I walked the stage with Harrisburg High School, and I went to college in Pittsburgh Gill for the blind. So
Oh,
I went there. I finally came back from school, from college, from blind. So the Harrisburg was still going through a lot of gun violence. So since I'm known in the city by stopping gun violence, so I came back from college, I stopped it again. So the third time happened, 4 people got shot and killed. So I finally stepped involved in all that. So then after I got myself together with that, so I showed the city that y'all can throw down the guns and pick up a book. It's all about getting our education. So I went back to school. Harrisburg Media School, College Hack. It's called Hack in Harrisburg. I was going to school to be a social worker, a counselor, a drug alcohol counselor, and a public speaker. But the corona came and wiped me out. So once it wiped me out, my mind said, Rick, don't stop right here. So I'm trying to go to school, and they ain't had too much for the blind. So once I got myself together, so the lady was like, Rick, you won't have to probably have to take off another year. So I took off a year. So as I take off a year, I'm praying about this gun violence. So I stepped in the streets about time to stop these kids from killing each other. And then once I got myself together, now I met this woman in North Carolina, and her problem she was going through, she made me come what I went through in my life.
wow.
I feel though I'm trying to help the people that stop this gun violence, I can help a person that lost their sight. So once she lost her sight, I stepped in involved, like, we're going to change your attitude and your mind frame that you can do it. Because if I can do it, you can do it. So that's when we change our mindsets. Now I'm flying to city, talk to people about gun violence. I'm flying to city to talk to people that lost their light, their eyesight, their diabetes, anything. I'm here to help. God let me here for a reason.
My God. Wow. Okay. Y'all can imagine that throughout this hour, we're going to have some really deep discussion. And just so you know, it's Freestyle Friday. So there are so many things that happened over this past week. And here with us is Ricky Banks, who's going to be able to speak to some of that, especially regarding there were over like 17 or so mass shootings that took place throughout the 4th of July celebration timeframe, and many of which had involved young people. So when we do get to the strategies and topics and tips, Ricky, I definitely want you to prepare to talk about gun violence and what we can do to possibly prevent it or alleviate it once we come back more to you. Wow. Welcome. Okay. So let's hear from you, Mr. Phil. Phil Walters is here. You know, you see Phil Walters all the time on the Kim Jacobs Show. But what you didn't know is that he is actually the son of legendary singer Sam Cooke. That was revealed on the Kim Jacobs Show. Yeah. And I didn't even know that until I was like, what? So welcome, Phil Walters. Thank you for being here today, too. Tell us your backstory.
Well, thank you for having me, Kim. We're old friends now.
I know.
Yeah, that was a bombshell, right? That was one of those Fridays. It was like, huh? I've always been accused by people that know me of being able to keep a secret. So, but yeah, my name is Phil Walters Cooke. You already said that part, so I don't have to go into who my earthly bound dad is. But I can tell you with confidence and comfort that my heavenly bound Father, the Creator, the Most High God, has always been with me from the beginning. And even when I did not know that, but I am also blind. I lost my sight 17 years ago on Valentine's Day. I always tell people I would have preferred the chocolates, but it is what it is. My blindness is similar to the young man Chris, because I didn't know it was called what he titled it. I just called it weak retinas. When I was 7, I lost a retina in my right eye. Okay. No trauma. I went to bed one night, woke up, and I noticed that my view was different. So when I put my hands over my eyes, I realized that I had no sight in my right eye. And this was in 1969, 1970. So the technology back then wasn't that great. They rushed me to the hospital and tried to reattach it, and unsuccessfully. But that is how I lost the right eye. The left eye I lost at 42. So quite some year, 35 years later. Same situation, was a retina detachment, but I did that one. Due to my impatience, I lifted a dryer by myself and threw it in my Land Rover. Someone was supposed to meet me to put this appliance in the car. They never showed up. And I had a bunch of clothes that needed to be dried. So I ripped my retina 95% off. It was just hanging there. And they rushed me to the local doctor, who rushed me to Raleigh to a retina specialist who was going on vacation. So he put his number two in play, and he reattached the retina successfully.
Okay.
But there are two items. One is called a scleral buckle, and the other one is called a bubble they put in your eye to keep the retina pinned back until it locks in or the tissue starts to, take. Those items were too much for me. It damaged my optic nerve by spiking my eye pressure to 58.
Okay.
Now, anybody that knows about eye pressure, 58 is critical.
Way too high.
Yeah. You're talking about 8 to 12, 15 is in the normal range. But when you get to 58, you are in the danger zone. And I damaged my optic nerve, and I have been blind ever since 2006. Yes.
So what was it like for you you were literally living with sight, but then became blind? So what was that like? Because that's different than being born blind.
Yeah, it was rough because I have a couple of addictions, and one of them is I love sunrises. I love starry nights. I used to wake up 4:30 in the morning just so I could see the orange and the blue streaks and the sunrises. So I miss that. Learning how to live, and that's the key word, live with physical blindness was a challenge because I was so used to what I could see. I often use the scripture in the Bible, walking by faith and not by sight. Those of us in the blind community know exactly what that means now. We're no longer restricted or constricted by what we see in the physical, by the temporal. We see it with that spiritual eye now. And it's because of that and that relationship with God is why I'm here before you on this show today.
Wow. Well, I am so grateful that God put it in your heart to be here today. And it's just not, I see all of your comments and everything. I'm looking and seeing everything that you all are saying here. I see Lisette saying, hi, Phil. She said, hey, Phil.
Hey, Songbird.
And Charlita is here. That's Christian's mom, and she's giving hand claps and kudos to her son as well. I see you all saying, hey, Kim, and Kim Jacobs, love the show. Dr. Tina Ramsey said she loves the show, and she's with CTR Media Network. Streams in 100 countries, 350 million households. And she said, oh, wow, what you said about your story. Whew, okay, guys, to hear that it's one thing when we walk around, we have sight and we can see what's happening. You all have lived with being blind, but yet you're still leaders, you're entrepreneurs, you're businessmen, you're making a difference and an impact on this world. What I want us to do is we're going to take a quick commercial break. And when we come back, I would like to just hear some tips that each of you all have for us. I know Christian, just so you have a courtesy heads up, he's really big on what are we having our children watch on TV? That is huge to him. He is sick and tired of being sick and tired of what we expose our children to.
Yeah.
So right after this commercial break, we're going to hear from you, Christian. Then we're going to hear from you, Ricky, regarding gun violence and some tips and strategies and any other things you want to share. And then Mr. Phil, we definitely going to hear from you with some music and any ideas and tips that you want to share to just help people not give up on this thing called life. Because you're traveling the world now, getting speaking engagements, singing engagements. Who knew that was going to be this new journey in your life? So tell us about newfound success. We're going to start with you, Christian, right when we come back, right after this commercial break, everybody. Thank y'all for tuning in, too. All right, we'll be right back. Mackenzie, I think you're backstage helping me today. Yeah, I see you back there. Let me see. I am.
When someone has lost a loved one, they want to know what exactly happened. They want to know, is the other person going to be held responsible? And they want closure. At Hunter and Everett, we help clients that have lost a loved one move on, and to do that with dignity and respect that they deserve.
Working with our all-male expert panel. And Christian, let's hear from you now.
Okay.
You want to talk about, like, I know you often talk about in all of the group chats that I'm a part of with you, how frustrating it is for parents to let their children watch just any old thing. So what's your advice as our Freestyle Friday expert?
Okay. Well, to be honest, it is extremely frustrating for parents because they don't know what to do. And I am saying that because you've probably seen in our group chat about, and you've probably seen in the group chat that I have been sending different common sense media websites about different shows that today's kids need to be watching, which I'm going to get to in a second. But to be honest, children watching trash TV is a serious epidemic that we don't know if we're ever going to get out of.
That's good. I want you all in the studio audience too to chime in on this. How do you feel about what children are, and I'm talking about young children is what I'm thinking, right? That's what you're talking about, Christian?
Yes.
So young children is what we're talking about specifically, because you're really still technically a child, and then you go into your tween and your teen and your young adult years and stuff. But our young children are watching some pretty violent stuff. What are your thoughts in the studio audience about it too? Okay, go ahead, Christian. Keep talking.
Okay. And the reason why I wanted to bring that up was because long story short, when I was in family consumer science and we were learning about different families, the family consumer science teacher Christy Wilson was bringing up a list of TV shows and asking us if we would let our young children watch those shows, like, and she was bringing up The Simpsons and Jerry Springer and South Park, which are really inappropriate shows for children. And I don't think Family Feud is a family game show anymore, sadly.
Now, I love some Family Feud too, so but I'm an adult too, right? But I enjoy hearing Steve Harvey. He cracks me up all the time, so I enjoy it.
Yeah, but the stuff that they say on that show is inappropriate for children.
And so that's why Christian is here today as one of our Freestyle Friday experts. He's sharing his personal opinion of what are some good, wholesome shows for you to be able to allow your children to tune into. So what type of shows do you recommend people to tune into, Christian, from your perspective?
Well, I recommend that today's children watch wholesome, appropriate TV shows like I'm serious. There are kids who need to watch Sesame Street or Reading Rainbow or Clifford the Big Red Dog.
Okay, take a minute, take a break. Somebody type that in the comment section, because maybe, believe it or not, some people even viewing the show may not even know about all of these different ones that you're saying. So somebody take a moment and type Clifford the Big Red Dog What did you say? The other one that you said?
Reading Rainbow.
Reading Rainbow. That's something that Christian here is sharing today as just an idea. Hey, let your little kids watch some of this. And what was the other one?
I also said Dragon Tales.
Oh, Dragon Tales. Okay. Reading Rainbow. Clifford, the Big Red Dog. Red Dog. Okay, I'm typing some of this too. And then what was the other one he said?
Reading Rainbow.
Sesame Street.
Sesame Street. What else?
Okay, these I'm just typing some of these too.
Wait, and I also forgot to mention. I almost forgot to mention the Berenstain Bears.
The Berenstain Bears. So somebody type that. These are just ideas. If you're looking for some wholesome, clean shows that Christian wants to share with you all today, but we know that we all love Steve Harvey too, right? So I don't know if you're watching it after you put your kids to bed or whatever you're doing, but Steve Harvey, we love Steve Harvey. So everybody know that, right? So people be like, what you just say about Steve Harvey? What are you doing? Okay. All right, everybody, listen. We're having a good time here on the Kim Jacobs Show. I see a lot of comments coming in. If you would, Mackenzie, backstage, pop some of these comments up so we can see what's happening here. Lizetta said something, and let me see what everything is. And okay, Christian eyes reject the buckle also. What does that mean? Christian's eyes reject. Oh, Christian's eyes when he was going through the procedure to possibly gain his sight, rejected the same
buckle.
type of rejection that you had, Mr. Phil. That's what she's saying.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Powerful story, Dr. Tina Ramsey said. Yes, it's definitely a powerful story, Sharlita, which is Christian's mom, says. You all are such an inspiration, Dr. Tina says. Any other comments? Thank you for sharing your stories. I see all of your comments flowing in. Hey, Ricky. Hey, Ricky. Dina is here watching you. Hey, Kathy said, hey, it's Freestyle Friday. Yes, it is Freestyle Friday. We can talk about things that matter most to you as well. So pop them in the comment section. But sometimes if we don't have a lot of comments, we just want to have something prepared to share with you all on the show. It's sad, Lisette says, for young people to watch violence on TV. However, we haven't even stopped mass shootings in schools yet. How violent is that? Anybody want to tackle that? Maybe this is a good time for you to start talking, Ricky.
See, thank you. See, I've been shot for 28 years, and I've been living my life blind. And it starts from the community, it starts from home. But the thing is, I respect that, but somewhat I can't respect that because we are supposed to have mayors, chief polices. These people are supposed to stop. These people are supposed to stop this gun violence stuff, and they're not doing it. And the thing is, you will think that more advocates should get out and speak about it. But since God left me here for a reason, you're going to hear about blind justice all over the cities in the world in a few minutes. It's time for me to step in where the fire is at. I'm putting the fire out. I have four children I never saw in my life. I ain't never tell y'all just yet. 4 children and 7 grandchildren. And I respect Christian how he feel about kids. I have grandkids. I feel the same way as Christian feel. I just didn't get into it just yet. It's just not my time yet. I'm just listening as we go along. Now I jump in here and there, and I'll just share a little more extra stuff to it.
This is so insightful what you're sharing. You've had to live blind because of gun violence for 28 years. And now you're using your life to go back and encourage and inspire other people to make better decisions and better choices, right?
Yes.
Wow. And now you have how many children? 4?
4, 3 boys and 1 girl.
All right. And I'm sure that they are super proud of you, Blind Justice. That then when you talk about Marvel and what is that other one that they Marvel and CDC? No, I think that's
DC.
That's the child. That's the development. I'm trying to remember what the other one is. But anyway, what is it?
DC Comics. Marvel
DC.
Comics,
I was like,
DC
what is
Comics.
it? Okay, so the DC Comics and Marvel. When you think about that, you, Ricky, and Christian and Phil, you all are superheroes to me. This is what I would consider some superheroes that I would definitely pay to go and see on a big screen. The Blind Justice team.
There you go.
Yeah, right there myself. And
It's
listen,
coming.
Marvel or DC, don't forget where you got the idea from. Kim
It's
Jacobs.
coming. It's coming, Phil.
There you go.
That would be awesome. Anyway, all right. So, Phil, you talk to us a little bit about some of the things you want to share today as well.
Oh gosh, there's so much, but I'm gonna be respectful for time. First, I want to say how God is moving so mightily. You don't hear about it on the news. You don't read about it in the newspaper, but he's never stopped moving. I met this gentleman, Ricky Banks, through an awesome young man, Keontae Rick. Shout out to you. Have to have him on your show. His program and what he's doing in the community and working with men is amazing. And I'm not even going to give half of his story away. I tell you, you know, I'm a networker. So yeah. I'm hoping to be able to tune in and see you and Mr. Keontae Ricks go at it and let him share his testimony and what he's doing. I found out about Mr. Banks through Keontae, and when they told me they were doing his maiden voyage for his Blind Justice kickoff, and they had a fundraiser and awareness concert 2 days in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, I jumped my happy hips on a plane and flew down to Harrisburg. And let me tell you, Harrisburg showed me some serious love.
Wow.
Mr. Banks' organization, they took care of me. I didn't want for anything. And there was so much love there. I told them, like in the words of Arnold Schwarzenegger, I'll be back.
I shall return.
And when you share similar passions for positive change, God will connect you with those who are doing likewise. There was a baby the other day, right in my backyard in Durham. 2 young ladies were shot, a 15-year-old and a 4-year-old. The 4-year-old did not make it. It's enough is enough already. We have to move. We have to move now. There's no more sitting on the sidelines, sitting back going, well, it didn't hit my home. Eventually, God forbid, it's going to touch more people than that realize.
That's right.
As far as the school situation with shootings, I'm from New York. New York City schools do not have this problem. And I'll tell you why. Back in the early 90s, they started putting metal detectors and security guards in the schools. Now, it doesn't look pretty, right? But you're not coming into that school armed. It's not going to happen. You might get a situation where somebody may miss something, but it's because of that pre or forward thinking. That's not a major problem there. We have to stop looking at things as far as how pretty they may or may not look, but find solutions that are effective, because our children matter and their lives are at stake here.
But so you're saying, and you all tell me, in your opinion, it's not as simple, because we have people that are in law enforcement and that have gone to school and taken what necessary steps are necessary to serve and protect. So there are people that this is their gifting and their calling in life too. And we know that. So when we come up with ideas and suggestions, we're just, community members coming up with ideas and thoughts. Do you think that by putting some actual metal detectors in every single school, that would help eliminate or alleviate or minimize the problem?
It sure cannot hurt. And I will say this, Mr. Banks had a good point. Education starts in the home. The mother is the first teacher of a child. Right. She is the first teacher, and then the father, right? But in cooperation, they work together. We have to understand first, before we can reach out and tell the world that Black Lives Matter, we have to look inward and let each other know that Black Lives Matter. It is not okay for anybody to take a life which God has given. Now, in defense or protection, yes, you have a right to protect the sanctity of your human life. Yes. But everybody's blaming the guns. Yes, there are 370 million guns in circulation, which is more than some small countries. However, if you put a gun in the corner and never touch it, and nobody touches that firearm, it will stay there. It will not move.
It's not going to hurt anybody.
Understand how precious life is. Everybody has to understand how precious everyone's life is. And until we can do that and really embrace that and embrace the relationship with God, which is paramount for every one of us, we're going to continue, unfortunately, to see this problem in this nation, which is disgusting.
That's you can't say it any better than you said it. And
Right.
Phil, you have music by philwalters.com. Is that where people can find your music?
On Instagram, Phil Walters Music. On Facebook, Phil Walters. I don't use the cook that much out there because people all over the world keep sending me requests for money. Big Papa left me the voice. There is no money there. I work like y'all do every day. God bless all the hardworking people out there. Give yourself a round of applause.
Right.
So, you know, and shout out to Miss Lisette who's tuning in. She's on the project. A Change Gonna Come. We're going to release that in February 2024. That's my dad's civil rights song. It'll be 60 years since he released it, and we're still going through a lot of the same things today, which prompted
that is crazy. We really are still experiencing quite a few similarities as that time. So you said it's Phil Walters Music on Instagram, and do you have a website too that you want me to put up or no?
philwaltersmusic.com.
Phil,
and to my shame, I have to update it. I have.
Oh no, I'll just put the IG. Everybody's a lot of people over there.
Thank you. Yes,
I'll just put that. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me see one thing. Do not pop any comment up yet, Mackenzie, until I read what's happening.
And again, thank you so much. You and I have both grown on our journey, and I'm so proud of you. I've said it before. I'll keep saying it. I'm so proud of you, and I know one day you're going to get a syndicated television show. But if you don't, you're still reaching hundreds of thousands of
whatever
people.
God's will is fine.
They need to hear what you're doing.
Thank you. Listen, Lisette says, I agree that guns don't shoot themselves, basically. However, there are some guns that should stay guns for war.
I agree.
And so this is her again. This is Freestyle Friday, everybody. You have your own opinion and your own thoughts. Put them out here. This gives you a chance to just get some stuff off of your chest sometimes.
I agree. Okay. I agree with her. Yeah.
That's really good. Let's see other comments. Charlita said, pop that one up. Mackenzie, great. Well, Kathy said, great points. This is paramount. Yes. Okay. Nancy said, my concern has been childhood exposure to harmful chemicals and environmental conditions. This passion began in 1985 when I was injured by deadly chemicals applied on the school where I was teaching. This is Nancy's toxic justice I see over her image. If you all see me leaning, I'm trying to read what I see on the little capture there. So it says, I was teaching Kim. I was drawn to this segment because my husband was blind, but found many of the topics here hit home. Thank you. Thank you so much, Nancy, for tuning in and taking the time to write that level of a paragraph. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Nancy. I
am going to put this link here in case somebody would prefer to just come on screen. All you have to do is cut and paste it, and it'll bring you into the broadcast. Right. So make sure you can do that as well if anybody want to come on and say something head to head. Charlita says, how does the blind community adapt in today's environment? How do you all living blind adapt to all that's happening here in society today? Who wants to tackle that one first?
I'll go last.
Okay, Christian, you want to go first and back up some a little bit? All I can see is your eyes. Okay, perfect.
Okay. Well, one thing I am trying to adapt to because of my blindness, and how would you say try to get out of that and try to get out of that fear is the fear of rejection.
What did you say? What?
Rejection.
Oh, the fear of rejection. So
sorry. And the reason why I said rejection was because in case you and for you, for Phil and Ricky who don't know this part of the rejection story, years ago, my career used to be from 2016 until 2020, I want to say.
Yes.
My career used to be radio personality.
Okay.
And long story short, long story short, there were a couple of people who tried to reject me because of the career choice that I had, by telling me that they don't think I could do radio. And when I when I say a couple of people, when I was in the school system, one of my school teachers were, one day when I was in school, I was doing like a little assignment. I was doing like a little assignment, and one of the questions told me to write down what career choice I want to have.
Right.
And I chose radio personality, and one of the teachers came up to me and rudely told me that they didn't think I could do radio. But
That's very unfortunate.
But that wasn't the only rejection thing that I've experienced. Now,
thank you for watching.
Now, Phil and Ricky, a couple of you don't know this, but you already know this, First Lady Kimbo. When I was trying to call the radio station here in DC, Radio One, and I was explaining to the receptionist, Agnes Smith. I was explaining to the receptionist about that I wanted to go to the radio station and shadow the radio
Right.
personalities and get a tour and stuff. But then she rudely told me that I couldn't go to the radio station and job shadow and observe the radio personalities and ask them what they do on their segments, because she rudely told me that they are working and they're on air. She rudely told me that with an attitude. And then I was trying to explain to the receptionist about my desire to do radio, and then Agnes was like, due to security reasons, we don't do that. And I don't think she said it. And I think she said it with an attitude. And then she told me that she felt like she was being harassed. And get this, she had security call me and tell me that I couldn't tour the radio station.
Okay. Well, listen, I can't speak on anybody else's behalf. We know that, but I apologize that happened to you, because nobody that is, even if we're with our site and calling for encouragement and trying to get some direction and understanding of how I can learn and glean from someone or shadow someone, then you're excited about it when that's happening. But for that to happen to you, I apologize that happened to you. I do know, and I don't know.
I don't understand what you mean when you said that you were. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I wasn't trying to cut you off. I was asking that I don't understand what you mean when you say that you apologize that happened to me. And I'm saying that because we're not, and I'm saying that because blind people, we're not looking for rejection. We're looking for inclusion.
That's correct. That's my point. That's why even if you never receive an apology from the person that you're talking about, that you spoke to, that did reject you in that regard, I'm saying I'm saddened that that happened to you. And definitely Kathy Hughes is a mega figure in society. We all love her as well with Radio One, and I know I know she does not know that that has happened to someone like you, and I know that. And so I don't know her personally, but I can definitely say, and I can say it with all confidence, that if Kathy Hughes got wind of the fact that Christian Carter experienced that in any way, shape, or form, she would be definitely trying to figure out a way to include you and help your dreams come true. So now, what is that scenario done for you as far as your outcome now in life? What did it change your career path, or what did it do for you?
It changed my career path.
Are you glad that you changed, or you are disappointed that you changed?
Right. I am actually glad because of that rude experience that I was experiencing on the phone.
Okay.
With Radio One.
You know what? I don't know, for what it's worth. I'm gonna see if I can some kind of way connect with Kathy Hughes and see. That's what I'm gonna do. I don't know, Kathy Hughes, if you're out there and you see this message, I know that I am technically kind of trying to speak on your behalf in a positive light, because I do feel that you represent African American women and the community in a great light. And so I don't want these comments that are happening here not to go unaddressed, if that makes sense. So I'll personally be trying to connect with Kathy Hughes and see what resolution we can bring to this. Okay. But again, the views expressed are our own individual ones, and they do not reflect that of the Kim Jacobs Show or CTR Media Network, or even Believing Your Dreams or Lit TV, different networks that I'll be affiliated with. Okay. All right. Let's go to you, Ricky. Ricky, I forget what the original question was. What was it about? How are you adjusting to being blind in today's society?
Right.
So,
See, like, I just love Christians. See, I've been shot 28 years, and the thing about me is I want to get to the youth. If we can't hear from the youth, we ain't gonna know what's going on.
That's right.
So I'm looking at Christians as a little brother. The things I just hear from Christian hurts me, because you think that he is somebody. At the end of the day, he is somebody, and he got a voice. And the thing about it is, what he just said to me, it hurts.
It hurts. It hurts bad. Yeah,
it hurts bad. Like, Christian in his predicament, I'm in my predicament. It hurts bad for me to hear a person like him trying to do something to change his life, not just change his life, to change the city's life and the world. If he can do it, anybody can do it.
Yeah, I didn't think I was gonna cry on this show, y'all.
Yeah.
Come on.
I didn't want to. He almost had me crying, but I understand how he's going through. You know, I've been shot 28 years. It's a long time. But the thing is, as me being shot 28 years, I have children and grandchildren. So the same thing Christian's saying to me, I'm going to hear the phone call and the knocks on the door. Talk about the same thing Christian just said. Right. If anyone in Christian predicament or anyone kids, period, want to come do something like that, they should always have the door open.
That's right. Well, hence, that's why the door is open here on Freestyle Friday on the Kim Jacobs Show. And Christian came on, and you're able to use this platform to share your philosophies and your thoughts and strategies to help other young people become better. So it's an open door policy here for you, Christian. You too, Ricky and Mr. Phil. I see somebody backstage. Give me a thumbs up. Keontae, Ricks, if you're ready to come on. Because sometimes I pull people on the screen and they'll be like, where am I? Who am I?
My brother.
All right. Keontae is coming on right now. Let's pull you in.
Hey, how y'all doing today?
Fine. How are you?
I'm great. So I know Ricky and Phil. I actually connected the two. And I just wanted to say, for Christian, you know, everybody can't look at a seed and see a tree. You know, the gifts and abilities that God has given each one of us, other people won't be able to see that, right? And there's not elevation without opposition. So no matter what we want to do in life, as we want to elevate, it's always going to be people that's going to oppose, you know, what the Most High has us doing. So don't necessarily look at it as a negative thing. I say look at it as a positive thing when people reject you as you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, and just use that as motivation instead of allowing it to discourage you and make you go the opposite way. Use it as motivation to invest in yourself even more, to go harder, to become more disciplined, to become more focused. Because I truly believe the greatest investment that any of us can make, you know, besides, of course, investing in the Most High, but investing in yourself.
That's right.
You know, and I just wanted to, you know, be of encouragement to all of the people on here, and thank you for allowing the brothers and everyone to come on here and having this platform.
And you're supposed to be coming on here on the Kim Jacobs Show. So you just need to feel who knows how to connect you to me, and we're going to be having you be a guest right here on the Kim Jacobs Show. Okay.
Yes.
You see, Christian, you can create your own platform. So if you want to have your own show, I know I can teach you, because I've been with, you know, I've had show in PBS World and Word Network, and did some stuff on NBC and doing tips and strategies. I know how to help you create your own show, so you can do your own thing and be able to salt this earth.
What is PBS World?
Huh?
What is PBS World?
Oh no, I said in the PBS World. PBS.
Oh,
Public broadcast.
oh, PBS.
I was like, in those streets, you know, I was talking slang. I was like, you know, PBS streets, stuff like that. You're like, what in the world are you talking about, girl?
Hey, Christian.
Huh?
I have a question for you.
Yes.
You ready?
Yes.
I want you to say, where your mom at?
My mom.
Yeah, she right there?
Miss Shirlita is right close by.
Hey, Christian, I want you to repeat everything I say, okay?
Okay.
HBO.
HBO.
HBO, say it louder.
HBO.
What does that stand for? Ask your mom what that stand for.
Oh my God.
HBO stand for, listen, Christian, wherever you go through, when you get off your knees from praying in the morning or nighttime, you just keep saying HBO to yourself. That means help a brother out.
That's what I thought you were saying. I actually thought you were like, help some black folk out.
I was going to say home box office.
I was like, what if he's using some
Christian.
Yes.
My organization is Blind Justice, right?
Yes.
But my thing is HBO, help a brother out. HSO, help a sister out. I communicate with all people in prisons, anything. I do it all. And you like a brother to me now. So I understand how you're going through, but at the end of the day, you say, Mom, HBO. She's like, what you mean, son? Help a brother out. I am a survivor. Keep that on your lips. I am a survivor.
That's right.
What's your name? What's your name?
His name is Keontae.
Keontae.
No. The person who just said HBO.
Ricky Banks.
Oh, Ricky.
Yes, ma'am.
When you were, well, when I was telling you about the rejection, it's just that rejection is hard to overcome, because being rejected gets extremely discouraging.
Yes, you're right. Christian, you don't think that we all got rejection, but the thing is, we believe in God, and God left us here for a reason. We all get rejection. We all get our doors slammed in our face. We all hear, oh, they can't do it. We're going to show them that we can do it.
That's right.
Amen.
And we know we all experience rejection. So this is just a part of our walk in our purpose, whatever's happening in our lives. But at the end of the day, you don't have to reject yourself. You can still accept who God created you to be, and you know what he put in your heart to do, and you walk in your own purpose and your own destiny. You create the path that you need. You don't have to wait for somebody else to create something for you if God put it in your heart to do. I see Dina back there. Let me pull her in. Thumbs up, Dina. Can I pull you in? All right, let me pull her in. Keontae, you gonna stay on the screen?
You can take me off.
Okay, thank you for popping in.
Right.
That was an awesome pleasure. I'm gonna pop you out. Thank you. All right, Dina, how are you?
I am wonderful. I'm so thankful for this opportunity. Harrisburg, Pennsylvania is in the house.
Word.
Thank you, Ricky Banks. Thank you to my new Uncle Phil, but especially to you, Miss Jacobs. You are amazing, amazing. Christian is amazing. This whole platform is amazing. And there's a lot of takeaways, but and I call him Uncle Phil now, but when Uncle Phil said about what he would wake up to see in the morning, just the sunrise, all of our abilities and what we're able to see, we take for granted. And I'm telling you right now, I'm so moved. I'm so moved and so elevated to make sure that what I see now, that I appreciate everything that I see, my surroundings, everything that God is doing in our lives right now as a team, and supporting Ricky and also supporting Uncle Phil there, but with Christian and him talking about what the kids need to be watching and what they need to be paying attention to. He is right on. He's right on point.
Yes.
He sees everything very clearly,
Very
and we all
clearly.
could
He's
learn from him.
full of
Yeah.
vision. That's why I said
Yeah.
on Freestyle Friday, I have actually some blind females too that have
Wow.
lost their sight, and they come on periodically as well. And they wrote a book called The Right to Heal, and they're all blind authors. And
Wow.
in one of them, I talk about this often, but you all are vision experts. I consider my experts that are blind to be my vision experts here on the Kim Jacobs.
Mhm.
Yeah. Listen, I want to make sure you all know too that you can donate to the Kim Jacobs Show. The only way we can formally keep this broadcast coming on every weekday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time is through contributions from community members like yourselves. I want to say thank you to Dawn Whitty, who donated this week, and she has a program about just being, B-E, be, and she has a whole product line on it. So I just want to thank her for donating as well. Thank all of our
Awesome.
episode sponsors. Make sure you all pour into the broadcast. And if you're interested in starting your own show from scratch, again, I filmed the show at the old Jim and Tammy Faye Baker studio and different things. I've traveled the country with Les Brown, received some awards. I can help you create a show from scratch. Now, it's not a free program. It's a 6-week training. I work
Okay.
1 hour per week.
Okay.
And then at the end of the day, you own your own content and own your own show. And Les Brown does endorse it as well. So
Wow.
you can go to KimJacobsConsulting.com to learn more. All right, Mr. Phil,
Hey.
what do you want to say? You want to play something? You want to say something? Are you staying on, Dina, or you want me to pop you off? Dina, you going to stay on, or you want me to pop you off screen?
You can pop me off.
Thank you so much, and may God bless you for your selfless acts of kindness that you've done to help with Mr. Ricky too. God
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, go ahead, Mr. Phil.
It's going to be a little hodgepodge because I know we don't have a lot of time left. So I want to say something quickly, and I'm going to do a little collage of a couple of songs.
Okay.
Again, thank you for having us all, and I love your spirit because you immediately. I was thinking about it, I said, wow, Kim Jacobs, man, this is what she do. She teaches, she shows people how to get their own show. Nothing beats a fail but a try. I want to throw that out there first. Mr. Carter, you are a David. Mr. Banks, you are a David in a world of Goliaths. So read that scripture at your leisure and understand that there will be adversity. You can't even, I heard gentlemen say this yesterday on a show that on a Zoom that Mr. Rick's fiance was on. In order to get a diamond, it has to go through the fire. It has to go through the cut. It has to go through that process.
That's right.
So, the old school folks used to say tough times don't last. Tough people do.
Yes.
With God in your corner, all things are truly possible if we believe.
That's right.
Right? That's part of faith. Faith without works, however, is dead. Can't just say we have faith. We have to apply it. And for every no, there's a yes in waiting. You just have to be diverted to where that yes is. Please stay encouraged. Please stay encouraged. So a couple of songs, and I'm just going to do snippets, and I'm going to keep it short. When I hear you, Kim, go, and thank y'all so much, that's going to tell me to stop playing.
Well, before you actually play, I need to take one more commercial episode break. And Mackenzie, if you would play the Confidence Tones commercial, then we're going to come back and hear our final things from Mr. Phil. All right, we'll be right back, everyone, right after this break.
Welcome to Confidence Tones, where we use a proprietary audio development formula called audio immersion to provide an experience that's designed to help quickly and effortlessly generate positive change in the subconscious mind when used correctly. This experience is achieved using 4 primary building blocks: brainwave modulation, invocation of positive emotions, immersive imagination stimuli, and developmental suggestion. We know of no other source in the world that provides the synergistic combination. With a good pair of headphones, you'll be able to immerse yourself into audio that's designed specifically to help you feel better, do better, and live better.
To America's top health coach, and everybody that's purchased these Confidence Tones have had rave reviews. So make sure you get yours today at 800-820-0584 or visit drjoed.com. All right. I say doctor, but Mr. Phil, Uncle Phil, you got all kind of nicknames. Sam Cook's son, everything. Okay, tell us what you're going to do.
All right, so I'm going to do a couple of shorts, but I'm going to mesh 3 songs together.
Okay, go ahead.
A lot. 2 of them are my dad's, and one of them is a song by the 5 Stair Steps. I'm going to start with that one.
And we're going to disconnect shortly here, everybody. Okay, go.
Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things will get brighter. Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things will get brighter. Someday we get it together and we get it all done. Someday when your head is much lighter. Someday we'll walk in the rays of a beautiful sun. Someday when the world is much brighter. Yeah. Sometimes it gets rough, but we gotta hang on in there. Then I go to my brother and I said, brother, help me please. But he winds up knocking me, my Lord, back down on my knees. Ooh, there have been times when I fought, but would not last for long, yeah. But now by the grace of God, I know I'm able to carry on. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes, it will.
Wow. Thank you, Mr. Phil. Y'all make sure you go to Phil Walters. Stay connected with Phil Walters at Phil Walters Music on Instagram. Phil Walters Music. Make sure you follow him and subscribe. Make sure you connect with Mr. Ricky Banks right at Blind Justice. Make sure you connect with him. I want to hear a closing comment from you, Christian, and then one from you, Mr. Ricky. And thank you all in the studio audience for all of your input and contributions and kind comments. And I'm going to connect the three of you gentlemen together so that y'all can mentor Christian.
Amen.
All right, Christian, what's a closing comment or thought?
Well, can it be anything or?
It can be anything your heart desires. Okay.
Okay, I've been wanting to say this, but remember a few minutes ago when I was saying that I am tired of what children that I'm tired of what children are watching on television these days?
Yes, yes.
Well, I've been thinking of an idea that they can do.
Tell us the idea.
They can come up with a TV channel that has quality, meaningful family viewing, and actually thought of a name for the channel.
Don't say it yet. Don't say the name yet, because don't reveal that. That might be something you talk to Kathy Hughes about.
No.
It's
not a radio station channel. It's a TV channel.
Don't worry about that. Listen to me for a second. Do not say the name yet.
Okay.
That's your project.
Just keep it to yourself until we talk later. Don't do that.
Okay.
I'm giving you a piece of advice. All right, but that's a great point, and I know that it's a brilliant title. So we'll talk about it some more. Okay.
Okay.
All right, great closing point. Also want to let you all know today's episode is sponsored by Getinsured.solutions. If you're dealing with final life expense, you definitely want to be able to keep some of those funds in-house with your family versus having to pay them all out to burial expenses. 704-499-3616. And talking of children, my son, Jeremiah Jacobs, he is a website developer, just graduated from high school, and he helps people develop their websites and different templates and overlays. You can learn more at jeremiahjacobs.com and let him know the Kim Jacobs Show sent you his way. And my final episode sponsor for today, and these are real episode sponsors, is my son, Ivan Jacobs. He actually lost about 100 pounds. And in his weight loss journey, he kicks this whole disease, cystic fibrosis, in the head. But he went from this, and I know you guys can't see it, but for the viewing audience, you can. And he went from about 300 pounds to now he is in this phase where he's lost over 100 pounds through proper eating and exercise. So if you're interested in having someone train you virtually, you can do that with majorpt.com. And this is my son, Ivan Jacobs, one of our episode sponsors. All right, closing comment, Mr. Ricky. And then you're going to get the final word, Uncle Phil, Mr. Phil. Say it, and we're getting ready to get off this show.
Well, today I had a good day. There was a lot of nuggets I swallowed. I understand what the young brother's going through in his life, because we all can go through some darkness. But at the end of the day, we're going to see light. I don't want you to give up. I want you to keep going. We're definitely going to keep in touch with one another. I don't want you to feel though you're out here alone, because we are here together. It's all about HBO, help your brother out. We're going to help your brother out, help each other out. Don't give up. You know, I went through a lot in my life. And I understand you're going through a lot in your life. But at the end of the day, don't forget what I said. Don't give up.
Don't give up.
Don't give up. We got to keep fighting. That's my motto. Don't give up. You know, they gave up on me a couple of times, but guess what? 28 years later, I'm on a screen with all of y'all. They said I was dead 3 times. I don't believe it. It's God.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Closing comment, Mr. Phil.
I told you, get ready. I told you this morning, get ready, Miss Jacobs. So listen, 2 quick things. I'm challenging everyone. That's number 1. And this is not a bad thing. I'm challenging everyone to stir up your gifts, right? I'm challenging everyone in every city that's viewing this, everywhere around the world, consult with your churches, consult with your leaders, your bishops, your pastors, consult with your community leaders. It's time for us to come together as a nation, as a world of people under God, and affect positive change. We can no longer sit around and wait for the next person. We have to be that person, right? So I'm challenging, I'm starting in my city. We got to get together, y'all, on this issue of gun violence, on the issue of violence, period, on the issue of poverty. We're the richest nation, or we're supposed to be the richest nation in the world. Right. And there are kids who rely on the school year to eat. During the summer months, they're going hungry. This is unacceptable. It's no longer, it's never been acceptable. So I'm challenging everybody to stir up your gifts. Let this passion ignite a fire in your heart. And don't let nobody tell you that you're small or you don't have a voice. God gave you a voice. That's right. Ask him what you should do with that voice and get busy. That's number one. Number two, I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. So y'all please check out my Facebook, Phil Walters, Instagram, Phil Walters Music. Mr. Banks and Blind Justice, I've launching a campaign where I have shirts made up and I have CDs. And every combination, I'm selling them as combination, that I sell, $5 is going into Blind Justice. Okay, that's number one. Number two, Mr. Carter, because trust me, if Kim Jenkins put her mouth on something, she's going to see it through. I'm going to throw my consulting in on this. I went to school for engineering. I know sound. So when you get to that point, you got to get your sound right. I'm going to be consulting with you, and it's not going to cost you a thing. I know about audio equipment. This room is full of it. You guys can't see it, but I do this for a living. So that's number two. And if we can spread that, it's not always the money. We have gifts and talents that we can share with others who have need of such things. We used to call it bartering back in the day. And please go out, world, right? Go out and spread that love, right? Light up the darkness with the love of God. And as they say in the clubhouse world, I yield the mic back to Kim Jacobs. Thank you all so much for having me.
Wow. Well, you can't close on a better note than that. And Christian, what I'm hearing him say is that he's going to donate his time to make sure that your sound is right when it comes to that piece. And I am saying that I'm going to donate my time to help you create a show if you're interested in doing that. And so those two pieces, I know how much I charge for people that are interested in starting their own shows, and it's a hefty charge, because it takes 6 weeks of my life to work with the individuals to create the show. But at the end of the day, you own all of your own content, and I am honored to be able to work with you in that capacity. Okay, so you're not rejected by everybody. You got a lot of acceptance on this platform right here.
Yes,
all right.
Yes.
All right, everybody. Make sure you all know you can visit GabesHeartFoundation.org to register virtually or in person for our upcoming 5K walk. It's going to be the 4th Saturday in September. So I want to go ahead and let you all know we have people that walk virtually and they come to Charlotte, North Carolina.
I'm coming to Charlotte.
Yeah, some people do that as well. And you can do that at GabesHeartFoundation.org. And I'll put it in the comment section.
Yes.
All right. I think I was waiting for the image to come up, but it's too much of a delay with all of the stuff happening. So.
Please send me that link.
Yes,
I'm not the best computer person.
But it's Gabe's Heart Foundation.org. I think I didn't put that right. Okay. .org. Yes. So make sure you all go and you can register to be able to be a part of the 5K walk. All of the information will be up this weekend. I will pop this flyer up for you so you can see it right quick. Hold on. If it comes up. And then we're going to close up. Give me 1 second. There's a slight delay happening. But that's because of the enemy trying to aggravate us when we're trying to do some of this stuff. But it doesn't matter. It always works out regardless.
Amen.
But just so you know what Gabe's Heart Foundation is, it's in honor of my 12-year-old son that transitioned from this earth. And this is going to be our 8th annual 5K walk. And it's happening on, did that pop up, Mackenzie? I'm not sure. But anyway, it's happening. Can you all, there, I can see it. Okay. So on September 23rd, you can be a part of the walk, whether you are in person in Charlotte, North Carolina, which in different countries you may not be in Charlotte, obviously. You can also participate virtually, but visit GabesHeartFoundation.org and you can register for the walk. If you want a t-shirt, make sure you click what size t-shirt and everything when you register. All right. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you, gentlemen. You were amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Have a great day. Mackenzie, you can take it away. Thank you, studio audience. Love you all. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of The Kim Jacobs Show and for being in the virtual studio audience. Your presence truly does make a difference, and I look forward to you bringing your friends and family to join you in the virtual studio audience Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I look forward to seeing you and make it a great day.